The unit generally has quite a high-risk population. We have over 50 twin pregnancies per year. We've got a high teenage pregnancy rate, high obesity. The notes that we were using met our needs, but they actually didn't meet national guidance that was being issued. The ward round that was undertaken by the consultants 3 times a day always lasted a long time.
The ward round and handover must have taken about an hour or two without any clear-cut goals.
Women who were in other areas of the hospital weren't necessarily flagged up as being there. We'd also had some incidents around CTG.
When you look deep into the review of the notes, that these are things you could actually change with improvement in practice. One of the most important part of leadership was actually empowering the coordinator of midwives. And if you can actually make them a little bit freer and a little bit more in charge of what is going on, that helps.
The main area of focus for us was intrapartum care and communication. We wanted to look at the handover, reducing the number of term unexpected admissions to the neonatal unit. And when we broke that down, we were actually looking at a multitude of issues: improving communication, improving record keeping, but also it linked into training. We put together a request for training through the Trust, and we managed to secure funding for 4 members of the team so that we could look at improving the drills that we currently provided and making them more multidisciplinary, and using tools that had been used around team working. We set off doing prompt thinking that we would actually make all our training in the clinical area. However, when we did the training, we realised that the training that we currently provide, which is out of the clinical area, had benefits in that it was a mandatory training attendance and it didn't depend on the activity in the clinical area. We focus more on what the team working is like. Previously, we did look at the process and we did look at the drill and give feedback, but the team working process as identified in the prompt is very useful because it's actually getting everyone there to consider how effective they were. Was their information that they passed over clear, and getting confirmation that what they'd said had been understood.
Good communication is the key to safety in childbirth, and that's been evidenced in CMATCH reports for years now.
We've introduced a succinct board handover, which occurs at 8:30 in the morning and 8:30 at night, and that's multidisciplinary. And that board handover shouldn't take more than 10 minutes.
We get someone from the postnatal ward coming, someone from the neonatal unit, someone from ITU if someone's in ITU, and the obstetricians, anaesthetists and paediatricians. And I think all of that means that we have a good understanding of women that are maybe on the antenatal ward that are high risk, that maybe haven't been picked up, that have come in the night.
The improvement is that there's a better communication among different aspects of the unit, with all of us actually starting the day together, filling each other with what is the situation in antenatal ward, what's the situation in the neonatal ward, what is labour ward like.
I do think that the handover tool that's been developed is going to bring about significant changes. I think some of the challenges are when you bring in new things, getting them embedded into practice.
Majority of the things that we introduced were things that are going to be processed. The introduction of the maternity early warning system, then the multidisciplinary handover, the use of SBAR. Doing it has become quite easy because it's actually a lot quicker when you do it this way than the way we were doing it before.
We were able to demonstrate that we'd reduced intrapartum mortality rate in terms of reduced admissions to the neonatal unit for term babies. Some of the issues that we've gone through are actually in people's appraisals now. So it is about rewarding staff as well and telling them what a good job they've done.
In a teamwork, if you try to make change as an individual, it can be quite difficult. And what you need to do is for your colleagues to buy into that concept.
I think safe birth has brought about a better sort of communication between departments, so between anaesthetists, between paediatricians, between obstetricians, and actually between midwives in the department, so we all know what's going on everywhere.